Alright guys, we are going to figure out how to use our electronic wiring diagrams a little bit better for you guys that are just starting out here. I'm going to use Adobe Acrobat to do most of the work for me. Okay, so let's open one up. Let's open up this overall wiring diagrams for a 97 4Runner. I'm sure everyone has seen these before, but if you haven't, well, I know everybody has. Alright, so this one in particular is super long, 43 pages long. And I sure don't want to flick through this thing page by page. This is how I did it the first time when I first started reading these, and then I've kind of figured out the Adobe format. So let's go through here and take a look. I'm working on a 96 4Runner right now, and I'm looking at the one of the plugs, and it is the name of the plug is II3. So I'm going to search II3, plug that in right here, and I can go down here to find next or just press enter. Okay, so I'm going to press find next. Jumps over to the fourth page, and here it is right here. It's highlighted a little bit. It says, let's zoom in a little bit. It's II3. Notice in the rectangle right here, that means there's some type of plug or junction right there. So, again, this one's called II3. Pin 2, so black with a red stripe coming into the plug, black with a red stripe coming out, and the automatic. The AT in parentheses means just for an automatic vehicle. If you look over here, this is just for a manual transmission vehicle. So the reason it's for an automatic vehicle only is because it's for the park neutral switch. Okay, so I got one wire down. I know what that wire does. I'm going to come up here, press next again, and the next one in the document is right below it. White with a black stripe, white with a black stripe for an automatic. Pin 10, II3 plug. Okay, so let's do the next one. I'm going to jump to the next page, and here it is again. Ignition 2, II3. Here's the plug. It's black with the red stripe coming in. It's in the 8th position. 8th position, black with the red stripe coming out. Goes to all the ignition coils, all the various ignition coils. Let's find the next one. Okay, you can see I jumped to the 7th page. That means obviously there was nothing on the 6th page that had anything to do with that function. II3, green with a yellow stripe, goes to the circuit opening relay. It's pin 26. Press next. Pin 16, white with a blue stripe, white with a blue stripe. Okay, easy enough. And I keep going through here. Keep pressing next, and it's going to keep finding instances of that wire. I don't know if this is getting cut off on because of the screen record or not, but here it is again, coming out of the for the check engine light. Press it again. Find next. Came over here, pin 24. Find next. Over here, pin 8, we've already had that one. That's a ignition 2 wire. Oh, it's for a 3RZ, that's why. Okay, so it's going to repeat itself until we get out of this 3RZ. Let's keep going here. If you're using automatic transmission, II3 pin 20 is for the park neutral switch. Jumps over here to pin 3, then it'll go to pin 4 right here, pin 19 right here, pin 1. Okay, so I've been working on this for about 2-3 minutes now, and I've already found a ton of wires. Okay, so I know exactly what they all do and where to find them. I can do the same thing with the other plug there, which is II1. But if I start searching from here, notice I'm on page 21. If I press find next, it jumps down to page 33. The reason why is because it didn't start at the top of the document. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I always start at the top. So I'm going to scroll all the way up to the top of the document, and now press I1. Find next. See, now it's on page 7 before I had skipped all this. So here it is right here. Pin 2 in the I1 is for the check engine light. For an automatic, it's violet. For a manual, it's violet. Duh, I guess. Oh, I guess for a manual, maybe it doesn't run through that plug, it looks like. I don't know, I'd have to come over to the other page and look. But on automatic transmission vehicles, it runs through this plug. Pin 2. Let's find next. Where is it? Okay. Black with a white stripe. It's from the starter relay. Goes to the starter terminal of the ECM. Easy enough. And I could keep going through here, but I'm not going to. I can also use this to find wire functions if I know its color, which you should know its color by looking at it. So let's say I'm looking for a, I don't know, black with a yellow stripe wire. Okay, I'm going to come up to the top of my document so I don't miss anything, and press find next. It's going to jump to the 4th page. Here's the first instance of that wire that it finds in the document. It looks like an ignition wire, and you can see what it does here. Press Find Next. Here it is again here. Comes out of the igniter, goes to the ECM. Easy enough. Find Next again. Now it's over here. This is for 3RZ stuff though. Again, over here. I'm going to keep going. Okay, and so on. It's going to find every instance of anything with a black with a yellow stripe in this entire document. So that really kind of helps me hunt stuff down if I'm looking for a particular function. A couple of the cool things you can do depending on what version you have. If you want to make some notes, say you want to make a note right here, I can right click right here and add what they call a sticky note. So I can come over here and type my document. Okay, so I can make myself a note over here, and that will stay there. I can move this around. I don't want it right there on top of it. I'm going to put it right there. So I have a note electronically saved. I can close this out if I want. So when I go through this document again, or in a year from now, or 2 years from now, or I want to help my buddy out or whatever, I can make myself a note, and it comes up on the screen, shows me what that function is, or I can click on it and come out over here, and I'll have a little, I don't know what they call this, but a little slide out menu over here. Okay, which is pretty cool. You can also combine a bunch of PDFs into one file. I do that sometimes. Instead of having 13 different files, I'll put them all into one, and then I can search them all at the same time, which is kind of nice. Okay, does a lot of other things too, which I'm not really sure how to use most of this stuff, because this is pretty much all I use Acrobat for. I'm using Acrobat Pro 9. I don't know what you're using. I don't think Reader will do a lot of this stuff, but I think it will do all the searches. I'm not sure. You can buy this or download it somewhere, wherever you get your stuff from. So anyway, hopefully that helps you guys out.